After the Chicago Bulls got a surprise win over the Boston Celtics, Zach Lavine has some interesting comments surrounding the state of this current team as currently constructed. Y'all know we gonna talk about it and break it all down, but you know you gotta hear the music first.
Cognac, gang.
Shy Bulls Podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, and I am with my dog, CDubb. What's the word?
What's the word? I'm feeling extra good right now. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, if y'all tuned in with us today, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell as well. Now, CDubb, Zach Lavine put on a spectacular show in that matchup versus the Boston Celtics. My man in that game in just 33 minutes scored 36 points, had 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 6 of 11 from the 3, 11 of 19 from the field. And man, did he have a game. But that ain't what we were going to talk about today. My mans did the interview with KC Johnson after the game, and they talked about the team. Zach Lavine went on to say with KC Johnson, and quote, "We're a good team. We're competitive, and we're a resilient group." Zach Lavine told KC Johnson, if left intact, he believes the Bulls can make the playoffs. He said players and coaches never tank. First of all, before we get into everything, just hearing that, what is your initial reaction?
That's what I've been talking about, nephew. Whatever, we refuse to look at what's in front of our face. This team is playing very, very well, especially in the last 10 games. They 6-4, nephew. Zach is playing with this team. He knows if a team is good or not. I don't want to say heard because these are words. I didn't hear him say it live. These are confident words. And I think this is to dispel anybody that want to trade him away. He said, if left intact, he believes the Bulls can make the playoffs. I actually agree with him. This is a very talented team, and I think they've been growing up very fast in the last couple weeks, nephew.
I think that's an interesting way to look at it, too, especially when you talk about the growth of them. You talk about the growth of all the young players who's been inserted into this new iteration of the Bulls. And it's been Zach Lavine, him getting back to all-star caliber. Nikola Vucevic, same thing. And then guys rising to the occasion. Ayo Dosunmu has found his footing. Kobe White has been solid as well these last few games during the last 10 games with the 6-4 record. Josh Giddey appears to be gaining his ground too. So it's a lot of things to be excited about. And honestly, I didn't expect to hear these comments from Zach Lavine anytime soon. I do remember us coming into the season. We definitely was on that wave like, hey, Zach Lavine could want to stay. I've been on recently pretty much saying, hey, I seen enough. Let's figure out what we about to do. But I can't hold y'all, man. This damn decision is a teetering decision right now. It is. And I ain't going to fall in love with the comments because we can say that we on board. AK could still have another thing. But I can tell you one thing. AK, watching this team compete and frustrate a championship team like that, point to where their team had back-to-back techs. It's a if you got a pros and a con chart, you etching a couple sticks on the pro side for what that team was able to do. We'll see what happens from here, though. It's interesting as hell, though.
Let me tell y'all why this team is such a threat to any team. I ain't saying we finna win on NBA championships. I ain't saying we're going to second round. I just think we can make it to the playoffs. This is what makes them so hard to play against. They come at you at waves. They got the 1 or 2 fastest pace in the league. They gonna spam 3-pointers They're going to shoot their threes. They're no longer a 1990s, early 2000s type offense because, damn, do I want to? DeMar DeRozan ain't here, so that offense is gone. This is a modern of today offense the Chicago Bulls run. But not only is it a modern day offense, forget defense. They don't play enough. We could just be competitive on defense.
Of course.
Forget it. They come in waves. They have talent on the third line. You understand what I'm saying? They got talent on the third line that's going to get up and down the floor. They not the best experienced guys, but they highly talented. And when I talk about the third line, I'm talking about Montes Buzelis, Julian Phillips, Dalen Terry. These guys are going to go out there and compete. THT. He's going to go out there and score buckets. He knows how to score. He showed me for the last couple weeks. This is a difficult team to play. Look how they frustrated the NBA champion Boston Celtics. The Celtics, they were a little off, but that ain't our fault. That ain't the Bulls' fault.
Definitely not our fault. Shit.
It's not our fault. There's no excuses. Y'all laced them up just like we laced them up. Y'all shot 35% or something. Give us the credit for that, even though we don't play defense.
For sure.
It's a tough team to play, nephew. It's tough.
They are a tough team to play. I would agree that pace is something different. It's kind of like how fast Indiana was running team up and out the court last season. But I want to talk a little bit more about the playoffs. You said that you agree with Zach Lavine for believing that this team can make the playoffs. As it currently stands, this team sits at 8th. They sit in the 8th seed. So today, if they was to the playoffs will start, they'll play the Hawks in a tough first round play-in. So we play in contenders right now. But you only, 3 games out of being in some serious talks about the upper seeds. You literally only 2 games out of the 6th seed right now.
Yep. 4 games out of the 3rd seed.
So that's very, very interesting. So in fact, if this team does decide to stay together for whatever reason and go and make the playoffs, what about the 10th pick, bro? You giving that up?
Fuck that 10th pick. What you mean? Fuck that pick. Is that always going to be? That player you getting? Does he have upside more than anybody we have or the young guys we have on this team? Julian Phillips, he continues to get. You seen the way he played today?
Mm-hmm.
Julian Phillips was hustling all over the court. Is he have more higher upside than Ayo Dosunmu, who is somebody actually in our chat? We didn't agree, but they said Ayo Dosunmu for All-Star. He looks his confidence is off the charts right now. He's looking like, bro, I could play this game. It's easy. Kobe White, I think he's took a little step back. But if you look at all our players, is there anybody that's coming out is going to have a higher upside at the 10th pick? Nephew, I'm asking you.
I'm listening.
At the 10th pick, better than what we got? I ain't even mentioned Montes Buzelis.
It's gonna be a fuck it. Really, drafts are like going to buy a lottery ticket or a crapshoot. You gonna do your research. You're gonna come in with all your stuff, and you're gonna either gonna roll the dice or put your numbers in and wait to see what happens. Either for the dice to roll and stop rolling, or the 9 o'clock news to tell you what the damn numbers is for the lottery. You know what I'm saying? So I think now if the Bulls is able to somehow creep into, you know what I'm saying, absolute that top part and get themselves a higher chance. But I'm going to keep it real with you. Zach Lavine said it himself. Players and coaches never tank. I'm not going 100% agree with that because I've seen some horrible shit around in the NBA before. But I believe for this particular team, these players and coaches are not ready to quit, bro. This team, I don't think this team. I can't speak for every other team. But I got to keep it a buck. The way that they've been playing, the togetherness, the energy, the growth, you can't turn your eye to the exciting basketball that we've been witnessing. And Big Kev said it's going to be fun bad. The bad is starting to fade away. And it started to just be fun. We like, fuck
Yes,
it, let's
yes,
just see
yes,
what's
yes.
to it. Because they got so many different avenues that you can go with this. Okay, my starting five, I got Josh Giddey. He's up, you know what I'm saying? He has some good passing ability to help push the pace, spread the floor a little bit. Then you got the dynamic of Lonzo coming in off the bench, and now that's just elevated at a different level with the pace, with the pressure on opposing teams. If you old, we gonna blow by past, we gonna blow right past you. It's just so, I agree with you. The play style has been a problem for certain teams, and it's a modern offense. So you got to give credit to them guys.
And you can pretty much look at these old teams that the Bulls have been playing. They've really the ones that like wait till they play the Lakers. My goodness, I don't think the Lakers, that's not a good matchup for the Lakers. And I just want to say this. I said this before the season started. This will be an important season for Zach Lavine. Zach Lavine had a chance to be a leader. How's he done in that part? Quick answer, Zach Lavine so far.
I think he did good. I think he's been doing actually great. I ain't gonna lie. He's been doing great this year.
How has his body language looked compared to previous years?
That motherfucker, he back to super clean Levine. He don't look defeated no more.
Zach Lavine has the space to be who he is, and he's actually closing the door on games. Did you see the last 3 minutes of this game against the world champion Boston Celtics? He was
Hey,
making plays for his teammates and making plays for himself. He is finally the guy for a good team. I don't know why people think he want to relinquish that and become the third option. If you're a competitor in the game of basketball, everybody wants to be the man, especially if you have talents on the level of Zach Lavine. Why on earth would you go to Denver and be third fiddle to Jamal Murray in the Joker? Why?
it's just something that, hey, it's just something like, hey, I think if he was still on a decision to go, that's a place I think he should want to go. You'll give yourself an opportunity to win a championship. That's what I'm just saying. Like if Zach Lavine is electing to move on, I don't expect him to be like, yeah, I want to go to Portland. Or yeah, obviously he doesn't have a no trade clause, so the Bulls can absolutely just screw him over. But what precedents do you set in the NBA for anybody else that you try to recruit in the future by screwing over an NBA player with some clout? He
But
got some clout now. I'm not
that's
gonna,
the bunk.
you know
That's
what I'm
debunk
saying?
that though. He doesn't want to move along. Can that be debunked? With this tweet right here from KC Johnson, does that debunk that he wants to move along?
It doesn't give off the vibe. It doesn't give off the vibe. But hey, should be happening on a you know what I'm saying? Should be happening behind the scenes.
I don't like conspiracy.
I'm gonna take him for his word.
Yes,
But
please.
I'm not jumping off the porch because it be shit
That's
and that
fine.
be
That's
getting
fine.
back though. It be shit getting back though. But like I said, what I'm gonna take what you said earlier in the show and say this sounds like a player who's confident in the Chicago Bulls. That's as
Absolutely.
far as I can go with that.
And what's the most determining factor that he's confident? Because he's finally has the space to be him on the court.
He's finally healthy as well. If we
Absolutely.
being fair, he's finally
100%.
healthy as well.
100%. 100%.
And guys are stepping up and they play a funner brand of basketball.
Yeah.
Like you playing in this offense with all this movement and this spacing and we running up and down the floor, that's a lot more funner than we're gonna push this thing down the floor. But the momentum and the pace gonna slow down because my man's gotta size somebody up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Gotta back somebody down, gotta wait till people clear out just to get to his spot.
Yeah.
It's a bit different. And I think right now he enjoying himself. And look, to add on to last point, to add on to that, this statement was confident. I think it was a couple months ago. They talked about Chicago and trade talk. He's like, man, I'm good. I just had my next child, and he talked about shit like that. So it's definitely getting closer in believing like the man want to stick around. That's just what it appears to be, but obviously it's still on the relationship between him and the front office. How AKC? I think he's smiling right now. I ain't gonna hold you.
He got to be smiling. And they said this much in the beginning of the season or the end of last season, like, we're gonna try to compete,
He
and
did.
we're gonna make changes as we see needed.
That's fair.
So look, man, this team is a good team. I'm just gonna pronounce it right now. They're a good team. They got threats all over the floor. Everybody shoots threes on the roster. Everybody,
That's
everybody
true.
shoots threes.
About time.
You know what I'm saying? You got some guys that can attack. You got some guys that can play make, and you have your closer. And you won't believe it, guys. His name is Zach Lavine. Believe it or
Hey,
not. I know y'all gonna be mad in the comments. I know it. But
it's
you just
okay.
got, hey, they gotta prove it to you. That's it.
That's it. They do, man. But I think that they giving themselves a healthy chance because after they get through this stretch, I haven't verified, but I was seeing stuff that the Bulls potentially have the third easiest schedule after they get through this rough stretch of going through Boston, going through Milwaukee and shit like that. They
Yeah.
have the third easiest remaining schedule from what I've seen. So
We'll
I'm just
see.
saying, if and to your point, AK did say we don't want to tank, we
No,
want to
yeah, he
compete.
said. Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting moving forward because hey, we know trade rumors. They just trade rumors. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Sometimes, hey, they were saying Dame was going to Miami. He actually went to Milwaukee, and we didn't even hear about Milwaukee.
Come on
So
now.
I'm just saying anything could happen. I can concede to that and
Yeah.
definitely be like, hey, anything can happen. But the man speaking like a confident player and believing in his team.
I think he just beat the NBA world champions, and he kind of like finished them off. He feeling real good about this team.
A lot of them saying the same type of shit though. That's the crazy part.
Yeah. They together, you see them stay at the practice and have like a one-on-one tournament or something. You remember back in the day, you
Mm-hmm.
can smoke Allah, you know what I'm saying? And then everybody, let's one-on-one tournament. Fuck it.
Let's
You
go.
know, run a big ass 21 or something. These guys are bonding together. They've been through a lot of trials and tribulations, a lot of drama, and it's just, and they still here fighting.
Word.
Everybody, I'm gonna give it everybody love.
For
And
sure.
I ain't
Not
yeah,
catfish,
everybody
huh?
love it. Everybody love.
Not catfish,
Catfish is
huh?
doing his job coaching. I
He
haven't
a
seen
hell
him.
of he a hell of a celebrator. That's all I need to see from Javon Carter. That's it. Nothing else.
Yo, bro.
Nothing else, man. But I'm excited for him. I can't wait to see where it go. They either
Yeah,
gonna make me more proud or start to piss me off. But we're gonna see. One or the other.
yeah,
But you got any final thoughts before we roll out?
yeah. Good game, boys. That Boston coming Saturday. Y'all better be ready. They coming. They
Hey,
mad.
Boston.
They mad.
Boston definitely ticked off. They will be there on Saturday, ready to rock and roll and go against these Bulls and try to take them out. But I want to know, is there any other shooting guard playing as well as Zach Lavine? Like
Oh,
above
wait, wait,
head and shoulders? I'm just saying, because
wait. Now, if you telling them again
I'm
for
just
the
asking,
people in the back, tell them for
is
the
there
people
any
that.
shooting guard that's just completely playing better than Zach Lavine right now? I'm
Mm,
just
leave it
And
in
I'm
the
not talking
comments.
about don't just go look at point total. I'm talking about everything. If you're gonna look at the stats, look at everything and compare. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. It's crazy, right?
Yep,
It is because we had the discussion a few years ago. Didn't have it last year, but now we back to it.
yep. Mm,
We
let's
shall
go.
see,
We
y'all.
gonna see.
We shall see. It's interesting. But leave all your thoughts, your concerns, and comments down below. Let's chop it up. Let's see where this conversation leads us. And if the lines are open, y'all, the lines are open. If you want to be a part of the mailbag episode, make sure you call in. State your name and leave your take. The number to do so is 773-242-9219. We appreciate y'all. Make sure you always see red, and y'all already know. We're going to catch y'all on the next one for sure.
Cognac. Gang.